Always dress like it's the best day of your life. Hi guys, welcome back to Clare's Kingdom, where we talk facts, walk this, and remind the world that well-behaved women rarely make history. Dress like it's the best day of your life. Dress as if you've got the job. Dress as if you got the apartment. Dress as if you have the money. Dress as if you are that girl, because you are her. You are that woman. Okay guys, as you can see by the title, we're going to be talking about the way you present yourself. It matters. Yes, we are powerful women. Yes, we are intelligent women. We are smart. That is a given. But we also value, and we must put value in our appearance. Now, this doesn't mean hacking your face with makeup. This doesn't mean wearing the highest of heels or the most expensive clothes. It's about having a baseline, having a signature look, and having yourself put together at all times. And that means that you know exactly how to show up in the world in different contexts, I like classy, kind of, neutral colors, structured, tailored, aesthetic side of fashion. But your fashion could be from streetwear to chic to retro, whatever's your cup of tea. But the point is, always dress to impress. If you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be a doctor, teacher, dancer, singer, actor, show up as her, whoever her looks like to you. There is no one size fits all, because we talk about the laws of power a lot on this channel, and one of the laws of power is act like royalty or act like king to be treated as king, or in this case, act like queen and you'll be a queen, or be seen or treated like a queen. This means even if you're not where you want to be, even if you're still on the road to where you want to be, act as if you are that person. And doing that will bring you closer to that event, or bring you closer to that future anyways, because of the power of manifestation, the power of visualization, the power of the law of assumption. Assume you're that person. The law of attraction. Assume you're that person, and you'll start to attract the things, the lifestyles, the people that match that persona. And of course, this is not limited to just your aesthetic or your fashion style. Your mindset and your habits and your level of self-love and esteem, of course, feed into these things. But in this video, we're going to be focusing specifically on appearance, your grooming habits. Do you have a skincare routine? Do you have a fitness routine? Do you have a good sleep schedule? Things like sleep schedule, they actually affect things like your skin, acne, all these things. So it's important to get a good, I want to say 6 to 8 hours of sleep, but always dress to impress. So I had this phenomenon proven over my life, in so many instances. I remember even before I actually conceptualized this idea of showing up as who you want to be perceived as, I've just always been someone that's together, who just loves acting and dressing like the boss woman I am. So I remember when I was in sixth form or college, depending on what part of the world you're in, and we had a kind of like a field trip to the city, a firm in the city, and it was a firm in the city, a very high caliber kind of firm. And I had dressed up as I always do. I had my leather boots, pencil skirt, white shirt, long nude blazer, beautiful hair in a bun, glasses, very classy, very professional, very, very demure. And some people may have seen that as overdressing. A lot of the time, because of that time, we were like, how old was I? I think I was like 17, 18, around that age. And of course, because being that young, being a teen, people are more casual. Even if it is like a formal event, would still mix it up by, wearing cropped things, or just more youthful, trendy. But I still dressed up as, the professional I saw myself as. And I remember for that specific, it was an internship that was being offered by that company, and I remember feeling so intimidated after the fact, because there were so many people applying for that internship that had so much work experience. And at that time, I didn't even think I had work experience. I think I had like 1 or 2 job experiences, but when I saw other people applying, they had 5, 10 so many different types of work experience. So I thought I was cooked. I thought, should I even bother applying for this internship? But I did it nevertheless. And then before the results even came out, before they even said who got the position, because there was 3 spaces, I believe, before they even released it, I remember my tutor at the time pulled me to the side and he was like, they want you. And I was like, huh? This wasn't official. It wasn't I remember feeling like, oh my goodness. And of course I couldn't tell anyone because it wasn't officially announced yet. But it was directly after that, he told me, they want you. Because I showed up, because I embodied the person that would be working in that firm. They already saw me before they did the official paperwork or the official reading of, CVs and applications. They already knew that it was going to be me taking one of those spots. And yes, we can make this go down to, charisma, application, because they did notice other things on my CV that they valued. But my point was, me showing up as someone that would work in the office definitely improved my chances. And I say this to say that you never know who is watching. You never know who is watching. And by the way, I don't think we should dress up for anyone else but ourselves. But in terms of navigating the world and being socially strategic, it's very important that you show up as your best self. You show up as the person you want to be viewed as. If you want to be seen as competent, you can't just be walking out of bed or getting out of bed and leaving your house or showing up anyhow. And one thing that I've been reflecting on lately, and this may be a controversial opinion, but I feel like it's so easy to stand out these days. Like, it's so easy to be great these days because a lot of people are just stuck in this groupthink mentality where everyone's wearing the same clothes, the same hairstyles, the same nails. It's like, when you decide to be authentic to you and you decide to dress as if you're coming straight out of a law series or, I don't know, detective industry, like, you're going to stand out naturally. Oh my God, I forgot to add as well, I remember there was a time when I was in university and we had groups assigned to us, so we had to meet, and I was meeting up with a group of people that I think I knew a few of them, but I didn't know everyone, right? And because, like I said, I dress up everywhere, so I wore a suit that day. I remember I wore a power suit. Because why not? I wore a power suit and I was in the conference room where I was meant to meet this group. I remember just looking out the window and it's like they were all just crowded outside. So I opened the door, I was like, guys, you're not gonna come in. And bear in mind, this was like an all-male group. And they all just looked so shaky and so, oh my God. And I was like, guys, you're not gonna come in. And then one of them was even like one of my like kind of friends or comrades at the time. And he was like, oh my God, we thought you were like taking interviews. I was like, huh? Interviews. Like, at that moment I was like, damn, the power of dressing up, or the power of dressing to impress. Like, they thought I was some sort of manager interviewing for jobs, but in my head I'm like, little old me. I mean, but I'm like, period, because that's the energy, guys. You want people trembling, shaking. It needs to give Cleopatra, Mother Gothel vibes, okay? Nothing less. Olivia Pope vibes, nothing less. You can't make people love you, but you can make them respect you, or you can make them fear you, one of those. And one way to do that is the way you dress up, because if you don't even take the time to put yourself together, why should other people, opportunities, jobs, places give you the time and effort? And it also increases your perceived social value and attracts opportunity, money, relationships, so that's your prerogative. Showing up as your best just opens so many doors. Showing up as your best, especially as a powerful, beautiful woman, also put some respect in your name, because we know that there's so many beautiful women out there that are just, women in general, disrespected, disregarded. But when you're a woman who not only is pretty, not only is smart, not only is talented, but you know how to put yourself together, and not just the, typical aesthetic, and there's nothing wrong with that, but when you actually curate a vibe, you curate an experience by the way you present yourself, you stand out. You automatically give the vibe that you're one to be respected. Like I said in the Laws of Power, 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene, just for knowledge. You don't have to agree with what he says. Whether you read it or not, it doesn't change the fact that a lot of these things are true. When you present yourself as powerful, as respected, especially as a woman, the world, people, men, they have no choice but to see you as that. And of course there'll be the few or one or two that no matter what or who you are, they may just be disrespectful, which is a personal flaw for them. But generally speaking, you will command respect when not only are you beautiful and not only are you smart, but you also respect yourself. Like, there's this quote that says, your body or your fitness level reflects your level of self-respect and self-love. Meaning, when you're in shape, when you're put together, it tells the world that, okay, I don't play about me. I look after myself. I eat my greens. I go on my walk. These things matter because yes, you can be overweight, you can be underdressed, you can not put effort in your appearance, and you can still be successful, I guess. But when you're not only successful, but you're put together, you're in shape, you're at a healthy weight, or at least you're working towards getting towards a healthy weight, it puts much more respect. And I saw this thing that was like, people can get surgeries and all these things to improve their appearance. I have no, people can do what they want, but you, especially as a woman, you're toned, you have muscles, you have abs, it's automatically going to command respect, because you can't buy muscle, you can't buy biceps, you can't buy abs, from what I know anyways. You can't buy that. That is discipline alone. Discipline alone is what leads someone to be toned, be in shape. And then again, like I said, it automatically calls respect. People know that they cannot play with you. Like, I don't play about me. I am disciplined. I wake up when I need to wake up. I go to the gym when I need to go to the gym. Even when I don't feel like it, you do what you gotta do. So always show up as your best. Always dress to impress. Never feel like you're overdressed, because that is not even a thing. What does that even mean? To overdressed? Is that even a word? Like, is overdressed the word in the dictionary? I don't know. But yeah, one thing about me, I'm gonna show up in my heels too. That's another life hack, guys. If you want to feel elevated in your like girl boss energy, like grown woman vibes, wear heels. And they don't even have to be the highest of heels. Like, I think my heels do range, but my typical everyday heel will be like 3 inches, which is enough for me because I'm quite tall already. And I'm basically 5'7". Let's say I'm 5'7", right? So me wearing like 3-inch heels isn't too bad. Sometimes I wear higher. Whatever the day calls, just wearing some nice shoes and build your wardrobe, guys. I'm gonna make a separate video about how to build your wardrobe, how to build your dream wardrobe, but build your wardrobe slowly and surely. And you're never too young to start, because sometimes I hear online influencers or online coaches talk about, oh, you're too young to, you know, start painting your nails red, you're too young, dressing classy. I don't think that's true. And I don't like using words like modest, because I feel like modesty these days is just another way people are trying to control women, but that's just another topic for another day. Because I don't tend to dress, you know, showing a lot, but at the same time I don't like to use the word modest, because I think when we hear the topic of modesty, it just sounds like we're condemning women to a certain way of living, and I don't like that. I think everyone should be free to express and explore their fashion style, and you don't necessarily have to be quote unquote modest, because what does that even mean? Yeah, we're not going to get into that in this video, okay? We're going to save that for another video. I hope you guys grasp the message of the video. Dress to impress always, because you have nothing to lose but everything to gain, okay? So yeah, make sure you guys like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.